We don't always see it, but many of us live inside a prison. Not one built with walls or barbed wire, but with silent chains that weigh down our spirit. It's the prison of comparison. It happens quietly, almost without us realizing. You look across the street and see the neighbor with the bigger house. You scroll through your phone and notice someone's vacation in a place you've only dreamed of. You watch a coworker get recognized while you're still waiting for your turn. And in those moments, a whisper creeps in. Why not me? Why am I behind? Why don't I measure up? Comparison is sneaky because it feels so natural. It shows up as ambition, as if by measuring yourself against someone else, you'll somehow climb higher. But for almost all of us, comparison doesn't lift us. It locks us in place. It convinces us that our life is less valuable simply because it doesn't look like someone else's. What we forget is everyone is running a different race. Some people sprint, some walk, some carry heavy loads that you'll never see. The person you're comparing yourself to may be fighting battles in silence. Their smile could be covering pain. Their success might be the result of sacrifices you wouldn't want to make. You see the surface, but not the story underneath. When you measure your worth against their surface, you deny your own depth. You overlook your own victories and you dismiss the path that only you've walked. Comparison also steals the present. While you're busy staring at someone else's lane, you miss the beauty of your own. You miss the progress you've made. You miss the small wins that add up to a life of meaning. If you want to break free from this prison, it starts with awareness. Catch yourself in the act. When you notice your mind drifting into comparison, pause and breathe. Remind yourself, their life is theirs. Mine is mine. There is no finish line that you need to cross before someone else. Exercise gratitude to shift your mindset. Not the shallow kind, but the deep kind. Think of the struggles you've endured and the strength it took to keep going. Think of the people who you love, even in your imperfect moments. Think of the lessons only your life could teach you. Gratitude doesn't erase your ambition, it anchors it. It reminds you that your worth doesn't rise or fall with someone else's story. You need to celebrate your uniqueness. There is no one else on this planet with your exact mix of scars and strengths, dreams and determination. That means your journey can't be compared because it's one of a kind. The prison of comparison may feel strong, but its walls are made of illusion. And illusions lose power the moment you see through them. Step outside those walls. Stop asking, why don't I have what they have? And start asking, what can I create with what I've been given? You are not behind. You are not less than. You are not unworthy. You are simply on your own timeline, carrying your own story, walking your own path. And that in itself is enough. The only life you need to measure yourself against is the one you've been living today and the direction you're headed. When you choose gratitude, when you choose presence, and when you choose to honor your unique journey, you'll discover something powerful. You were never meant to compete. You were meant to be. And in that being, you'll find your freedom. Have you ever opened your phone, scrolled through a feed, and suddenly felt your stomach drop? Maybe it was a picture of an ex, a reminder of a friendship that ended badly, or even a post that takes you right back to a mistake you made years ago. That right there is called digital haunting. It's when the ghosts of your past live inside your phone, showing up in moments you least expected, and pulling you back into pain you thought you'd left behind. See, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's happening now and what you're remembering. When you see that photo, that name, and that comment, It's like reliving the pain all over again. And the more you feed that loop, the more you give your past power over your present. No wonder so many people feel stuck, drained, or unable to move forward. You're not broken for feeling this. It's normal. We live in a time where every memory, every relationship, every mistake is stored online like a permanent tattoo. This is all new for humanity. Our parents didn't deal with this. Their past could stay in the past. Our existence lives in algorithms, notifications, and memories that pop up without permission. The good news is you don't have to live haunted. There's power to curate your environment, both online and offline. You don't have to keep old connections just because you feel guilty. You don't have to hold on to reminders that only bring you pain. You can choose what you allow into your space, and that choice is where your freedom begins. First, you've got to stop being passive with your digital world. Most people scroll on autopilot, letting old ghosts dictate how they feel. But you can change that. Start by asking yourself, does this account, does this person, this memory add to my life or drain it? If it drains you, unfollow, mute, or delete, and don't apologize for it. Protecting your peace is not being rude, it's being responsible. Letting go of digital ghosts isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about creating space for new joy. If your energy is always being pulled backwards, how can you possibly move forward? The moment you reclaim your feed, your time, your focus, you reclaim your future. Now, I know it's not always easy. Some part of you might feel afraid, afraid of what it means to finally let go, afraid of missing something, afraid of moving on. But fear is just a sign that change is happening. And change is where growth lives. You don't need to erase your past. You just need to stop letting it control you. You're replacing the haunting with healing. Instead of keeping old wounds at your fingertips, you will fill your feed with voices that lift you up, with content that inspires you, and with reminders of the life you want to create. Your phone can be a prison or it can be a tool. It all depends on what you allow inside it. And don't stop with your phone. When the past shows up in your mind, instead of fighting it, ask yourself, what did this teach me? How has this made me stronger? That's how you take the sting out of memory and turn it into fuel. Because at the end of the day, digital haunting is just a reflection of something bigger. Are you living in the past, or are you ready to step into your future? You can't control the memories that pop up, but you can control how much power you give them. You can stop scrolling through ghosts and start walking towards life. Because when you stop letting the past haunt you, the future finally has a chance to find you. Some days it feels like you're carrying more than your fair share, doesn't it? The stress, the pressure, the expectations, they all stack up, quietly, invisibly, and before you know it, you're walking through your day with a smile on your face and a storm in your chest. You show up to work, you take care of your family, you try to stay positive, but inside you're running on fumes, emotionally drained and mentally fried. And yet, you keep going. But let me ask you something. How long can you keep doing that without breaking down? We all know how to build physical strength. We go to the gym, we follow routines, we push through pain to get stronger. But when it comes to our emotional and mental fitness, most of us were never taught how to train for that. No one taught us how to stay grounded when someone betrays your trust. No one gave us tools for when life gets heavy and we feel like no one understands. No one prepared us for the nights when our mind won't shut off and the weight of everything starts to feel unbearable. So let me say this, if you're struggling right now, you're not broken, you're just untrained. Mental resilience isn't about being tough. It's not about pretending everything's fine. It's about learning to navigate life's chaos with more control, more clarity, and more compassion for yourself. It's about training your mind the way you train your body. You wouldn't expect to lift 200 pounds without practice. So why expect to handle grief, disappointment, rejection, and anxiety without emotional reps? So start small, start with awareness. Notice your triggers instead of judging them. Start with breathing. When your heart races, pause. Inhale slowly. Reset. Start with boundaries. You don't have to be everything to everyone. And start with truth, not the lies your fear tells you, but the truth your strength is whispering underneath. That you're still here, that you've survived every hard day before this one, that you're more capable than you think. Now, you don't have to do this alone. Find support, talk to someone, journal, pray, meditate, walk, reflect, or hire a coach. Build habits that refill you instead of draining you, because emotional fitness isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's what allows you to show up with grace when things fall apart. It's what gives you space between the trigger and the reaction. It's what keeps you grounded when the people around you are losing themselves. Life doesn't ask if you're ready, it just comes. With its heartbreak, its curveballs, its beautiful chaos. But when you've built that emotional strength, when your mind is trained, your heart is anchored, and your spirit is steady, you won't just survive it, you'll grow through it. So if no one ever told you how to build emotional fitness, let this be the moment you start. Not someday, not when feelings settle down, but today. Because resilience isn't about being unshaken, it's about rising again and again, no matter how many times you fall. That strength lives in you. Train it, nurture it, trust it. You're stronger than you think. Failure is a word that we've been taught to fear, a word that makes our stomach turn and our confidence waver. But what if you didn't see failure as the end? What if you just simply saw it as a doorway? It's the beginning of something greater. Every win you've ever seen started with a moment that didn't necessarily go as planned. Now, nobody likes to fail. Nobody likes to feel like they gave it their all only to come up short. But you can't grow if you don't stumble. See, failing is feedback. It's data. It's life's way of showing you where to aim better next time. The key is to stop seeing failure as personal and start seeing it as productive. You didn't fail because you weren't good enough, and you didn't fail because you were unlucky. You failed because you were trying. And trying means you're already ahead of the version of you who stood still, that one who was too afraid to even take the first step. Success is the result of failures, adapting, and trying again. The same goes for life, for goals, and for dreams. You don't hit your stride on day one. You fall, you get up, and you keep going. And that's how you transform a failure into a win. You get back up and move smarter. Let me give you something practical. Whenever something doesn't work out, don't just feel bad about it. Write it down. What did you try? Why didn't it work? What would you do differently next time? See, that's the lesson. That's the win inside of the loss. And most people miss it because they're too busy being ashamed of what went wrong instead of learning from it. If you want to be unstoppable, then get good at losing without losing your spirit. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Every story has chapters. Maybe you're in a tough one right now. Maybe this part of your life feels like setback after setback. But here's the plot twist. This is just the setup for the breakthrough. If you keep moving, you'll get there. But only if you keep moving. The strongest people you know have failed more than you can imagine. The only difference was they didn't attach failure with being done. They made it mean they were just getting started. So stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop beating yourself up because things haven't worked out yet. Start owning the mess. Start mining your failures for the lessons, and start seeing every no as a detour, not a dead end. If you want to win, then fall forward. Miss, learn, adjust, repeat. Failure is only final if you stop. But if you rise, reflect, and realign, you become someone failure can't stop. Turn your pain into perspective. Turn your stumble into strength. And turn every fail into fuel. Because this journey you're on, it's not just about the wins you collect. It's about the character you build along the way. Let that be your motivation. We've all felt the sting of rejection. It's the job you didn't get, the relationship that didn't work out, or the dream that seemed to slip through your fingers no matter how badly you wanted it. And in that moment, it's easy to believe that rejection means failure, that you're not good enough, that something's wrong with you. But what if we see rejection not as the end of the road, but simply as a detour towards something better? Rejection hurts, yes, but it can also be a gift. It's not always clear in the moment, but sometimes the doors that close are saving you from a path that wasn't meant for you. Sometimes rejection is the universe, life, or whatever you believe in saying, not here, not now, I have something better in mind. It's not just about changing direction, it's about being redirected toward growth. Think back, how many times have you wanted something desperately, only to realize later it wouldn't have made you happy? Or maybe it wasn't right for the version of you that you were becoming. That job might have drained you. That person might have broken your spirit. That opportunity might have kept you stuck. We can't always see the whole picture, especially when we're in pain. But every no creates space for a better yes. All the great success stories have a trail of rejection behind them. Not because they weren't good enough, but because they had to be pushed to something greater. They had to take a different route. Sometimes that means rejection is the thing that forces you to rise up, change strategy, improve your skills, or move in a direction you'd never have considered on your own. I know it's easy to feel like giving up when we get rejected. It's tempting to wallow or to stop trying, to believe that our worth is tied to someone else's opinion or decision. But don't fall into that trap. Rejection is not a measure of your worth. It's a moment in your journey. And the way you respond to it is what matters. You can stop or you can pivot. You can get bitter or you can get better. When you're rejected, take a breath. Then ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Where is this trying to lead me? Because every time something doesn't work out, you have a choice. You can sit in the pain or you can search for the purpose. Maybe rejection is guiding you toward a different opportunity. Maybe it's challenging you to strengthen your mindset. Maybe it's just protecting your energy for something bigger. The truth is, success rarely happens in a straight line. It's messy. It's full of setbacks and detours. But those moments don't mean you're failing. They mean you're being rerouted toward your true potential. You don't have to see the end to trust the direction. Just take the next step. Keep showing up. Stay open. Because one day you'll look back on the thing that you thought you wanted, the thing you were crushed to lose, and you'll thank that rejection. You'll be grateful it didn't work out the way you had hoped, because what came next was even better. So if you're facing rejection right now, don't panic. This isn't the end. This is a redirection, a chance to find your true path, and trust that the right doors will open when you're ready. Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it. Success is admired. The spotlight is celebrated. The final product being the wealth, the recognition, the confidence. That's what people see. And let's be honest, envy follows success like a shadow. But no one envies the struggle. No one wishes for the nights you spent doubting yourself. No one wants the failures, the rejections, the pain that came before the reward. They see the house, but not the hours. They see the strength, but not the sacrifice. They see the victory, but not the wounds. And that's the problem. Too many people want the end result without the process. They want the reward without the discipline, the respect without the work, the success without the struggle. But that's not how it works. Every person who has built something great has paid a price. Behind every win is a collection of losses that no one talks about. People admire the athlete on the podium, but who wants to wake up at 4 a.m. for years, training in pain, pushing through exhaustion? People admire the millionaire, but who wants to risk everything, fail 10 times, and spend years in uncertainty? People admire the confidence, but who wants to battle self-doubt, push past criticism, and stand alone when no one believes in you? You can't separate the prize from the price. So stop comparing, start creating. When you see someone's success, don't envy it, study it. Instead of saying they're lucky, ask, what did they do that I'm not doing? Because the truth is, envy is a distraction. It keeps you looking at someone else's life instead of building your own. It makes you resent what you don't have instead of working for what you want. There's a reason not everyone is successful. The road is painful, it's exhausting, it's long. But the ones who make it, they aren't superhuman. They don't have special privileges. They just didn't quit. They did the work when no one noticed. They took the hits and kept going. They weren't chasing approval, they were chasing something bigger. You know what's hard? Waking up broke, hating your job, feeling stuck. You know what else is hard? Waking up early, working when you don't feel like it, failing, learning, and pushing forward. One hard leads to success, the other leads to regret. So pick your hard. When you finally get there, when you finally succeed, it won't be luck. It won't be handed to you. It will be because you showed up, you fought through the storms, and you refused to quit. And by then, you won't care about the jealousy, because you'll know what it took. You'll know what you paid. And you'll stand taller, not because people admire you, but because you admire yourself.